Similar to the other talk moves, sentence starters from the support move include Tier 2 words and mental state verbs, which are part of academic language. A reminder that Tier 2 words are found in written language as well as in oral language in the classroom and are useful across many different content areas. These words have high utility for students and should be the focus of explicit vocabulary instruction. Mental state verbs are action words that describes abstract thought, desire, and other cognitive processes. Mental state verbs as well as Tier 2 words also lead students to use more complex sentences because they are often used with embedded clauses rather than simple sentences. Overall, using talk moves can lead students to use and understand sophisticated vocabulary and sentence structure themselves when engaging in academic conversations. Students also get the additional benefit of hearing their peers and educators modeling complex language when using talk moves as well. The support talk move is also important for learning because it emphasizes the importance of students showing their thinking. Instead of students providing the correct answer, they need to explain, show their work, and reflect on how they got there. When students share not only their solutions but also their explanations and justifications, other students can learn from the how and why, and the teacher can understand the student's thinking. Finally, instead of immediately moving on from an incorrect response, use these opportunities to probe further thinking. Probe for reasoning to tap into what led them to the answer they got. Then it will be equally important for you or another student to show the initial student the process that would lead to the correct answer. Overall, the goal is to help students give reasons behind their thinking by using evidence. Remind students that part of the Bill of Rights or students' responsibilities is to explain their ideas. They can't just say an idea without backing the claim up with evidence and sound reasoning. But students, especially young students, might not know where to find evidence. There are many ways to talk about your reasons for thinking a certain way. Children in kindergarten can do it in simple ways, and older students can do it in lots of ways and more complex ways as well. You can explicitly teach students where to find evidence and what types of evidence are sufficient and credible. Teach students to find evidence from textbooks, videos, and explain with additional information like models and diagrams. Students also have a chance to bring external voices in the discussion when they use information and research from textbooks written by experts. You can also explain to students that evidence can come from their lived experiences. Prompt students to reflect on how the new learning relates to their own lives. Activating this type of background knowledge can also help students develop a deeper understanding of the subject. Keep in mind that students may have had very different life experiences connected to the subject. A recommended resource to get you started on teaching students to reason is the TVO Learn Making Connections lesson plan. Uncovering student thinking is important, but making thinking visible also includes the educators sharing their thinking process with students out loud. Research shows that novices, students in this case, and experts, educators in this case, solve problems differently. Students would focus on surface patterns and observations, while educators on underlying patterns and concepts. Making transparent how you solve problems by connecting ideas and breaking down the solution step by step can be helpful for students who are still learning the new information or methods. Well-planned questions can get students to think more deeply. Effective questioning might need some planning. General tips are to avoid leading questions, which can be phrased in a way that suggests you are looking for a correct answer and may discourage students from thinking on their own. You can also change closed-ended questions to open-ended questions. Closed-ended questions elicit a narrow or simple response, while open-ended questions prompt for more elaboration and detail. If you do use closed-ended questions, make sure to follow up with why.